everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I have another Disney video for you guys that kind of popped into my head when we were on our trip to Disney in May, and I thought it would be a good one to share in case you have any upcoming Disney trips planned or any amusement park where there are characters. Some people go to the amusement parks and some kids are all about the rides and some kids are all about the characters, or both. And I've gone to Disney pretty much every year since I was 9, and so over the years, I've learned a few things about Disney characters, especially from me being the child, and then now that I have my own kids. My oldest is 14, my youngest is 8, and we started taking them to Disney every year since they were 2. So, you know, we've gone in all different stages, and we've learned a little bit about characters over the years. So I've got 6 tips for meeting characters at Disney, especially with kids. And the first one is to decide before you leave home which characters are the most important ones that your kids want to see. You could spend literally all day chasing down and waiting in line for characters if you let that happen. And your kids may want to see, 6 different characters. So you really, unless you want to spend all that time in the park doing that, which maybe you do, but if you don't want to spend all day waiting in line to see different characters, it's really a good idea before you even leave your house to decide with your kids, okay, you can see 2 characters. We're going to try to see these 2 characters. Which 2 do you want to see the most? And then let them decide before you leave, which ones are their top priority characters they want to see. And you obviously can set the amount, like one person, each kid can pick 1 character or 2 or 3 characters, whatever you decide. But have them pick ahead of time which ones are the ones they do not want to miss out on meeting, and then the other ones kind of agree that you can see them in the parade or something like that, because a lot of times, especially at Disney, a lot of the characters are in the parades in the afternoon. So, maybe you want to meet Pooh and Piglet, but you're going to be happy to see Tiana and Merida in the parade and not meet them in person. You know what I mean? So that will really save you time and not running around the park and spending all day waiting, because the lines to meet characters can be hours and hours long. So I personally don't want to waste my money and my time in the park, which time is money at Disney, to meet a character when I could be riding rides or doing something else. So that is my first tip for meeting characters at Disney. My second tip is, especially for smaller kids, try to prepare them ahead of time for the fact that these characters are big. If they've never seen any kind of a character like that in person, they may think, oh, they're tiny. Sophia's tiny on TV and she's really cute, but then you see her at the park and she's huge, and Sophia's got a big padded head, which is weird. That may be really scary to a kid. I mean, how many times have you been scrolling through Facebook and you see these kids' pictures of meeting Mickey Mouse and the kid is screaming their head off? Try to prepare your kids ahead of time that they are really big. That's the first thing. And second of all, if you have any character meet and greets or any character dining, I would really recommend not scheduling that for the very beginning of your trip. If your kids have not really seen characters before in person, maybe make it a couple days into the trip after they've had time to see some of those characters from a distance in the park. They will realize how big they are, and maybe they won't be so shocked when you go to have, breakfast with Mickey at Chef Mickey's and Mickey is huge. If they have seen him already out in the park or in the parade or something, they won't be quite so shocked at how big he is. So that's just something that we did with our girls, and it always worked out really well. So tip number 3, and like I kind of mentioned, schedule a character meal. They are quite a bit of an investment. For the 4 of us to eat at Chef Mickey's, it is about $160. That's what it cost us this last time to go, because our oldest daughter's 14. They count her as an adult. And our youngest is 8, and so she still gets the child's price. But it was $160 for the 4 of us to have breakfast at Chef Mickey's. But when you go to a character meal place like that, like Chef Mickey's or Tusker House or Ohana, you're going to see a bunch of characters all at once. Chef Mickey's in particular, it's Mickey and Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto. So that's 5 characters right there that you can meet in one meal and get those out of the way. So it's a great way to see a lot of characters at once without spending a lot of time, meeting them all individually. So like I mentioned earlier, sometimes the lines to meet a character can be really, really long. I know one year we waited almost 2 hours to meet Tinkerbell. I know when Elsa and Anna were first a new character experience at Epcot, the line to meet them was hours long. And I really normally would not recommend using a fast pass to meet a character. But if there is a character that you absolutely, or your kid absolutely has to meet, and you don't want to wait, 2 hours to meet them, then maybe it would be worth it to you to use one of your fast passes to meet them. Now, when you schedule a Disney trip, and you're staying on Disney property, you are allowed to reserve 3 fast passes in advance per day of your stay. So you could use one of your fast passes to meet Elsa and Anna, or whoever you wanted to meet. Now, obviously, that's going to take away one of your fast passes, so you won't be able to use that fast pass on a ride. So that's just up to you. What's more important? Is it more important to you to meet this character and maybe cut down on some wait time? Or is it more important for you to save your fast passes for rides and just take your chances on the line to meet the characters? So that's up to you, but it's just something to think about. You can use a fast pass to meet, I think, pretty much most characters if you're willing to give up that fast pass, and not use it on a ride. My 5th tip for meeting characters at Disney: if you are a Chase Disney Visa card holder, they have a credit card and a debit card, or at least they used to. I'm pretty sure they do. Several parks actually give you exclusive character meet and greets when you show your Chase Disney Visa. I know at Hollywood Studios you can meet some of the Star Wars characters, and at Epcot you can meet, I think it's Mickey. I'm not sure who it is. It used to be Mickey and Minnie, maybe. I don't know, they may change it. The characters might be subject to change. But there are these special locations where only Chase Disney Visa card holders can go to for these character meet and greets. So there's a lot less of a line because it's only for the people that know about this offer and have a Chase Disney Visa. And then, so you're not going to have to wait as long to see those characters. Because you do have the Chase Disney Visa, you're actually entitled to some complimentary downloads of those photos, so you don't have to pay for them like you would with a conventional Disney Photo Pass photographer. So that's just a nice option for you if you have a Chase Disney Visa. There's other benefits of having one. So you can get like a financing, like 6 months, I think 0% interest on your Disney trip if you charge your trip on your Disney Visa card. There's other discounts you get throughout the parks by having that card and using that card. So it's something to look into if you're interested. But if you want to use your credit card or your debit card for your benefit and characters, then definitely when you check in, I would just find out from the concierge which locations and which characters are available with that Disney Visa meet and greet. They are subject to change, but for right now, that's where they are. Hollywood Studios and Epcot are the 2 that I know about. So definitely something to look into. And my last tip for meeting characters is don't forget your autograph book. And you don't have to go and purchase an expensive autograph book from Disney. Or really, really cute autograph books on Amazon and even the Dollar Tree and Target. A lot of times they will sell like unlined Disney themed like little spiral notebooks like this big. I know just the other day the Dollar Tree had ones for girls and boys. I don't know if they had lines, but they were really cute little notebooks. It'd be perfect for an autograph book. And don't forget to bring a pen or like a clickable Sharpie or something so they can sign. But it's $1 versus $15 or $20 for an expensive autograph book at Disney. Bring your own, and if you have more than one kid, especially if they all have the same looking like autograph book, write their names on the back. Because both of my girls had the same autograph book, and we didn't remember whose book was whose, so I learned really quickly to put their name on the back. That way, when we got home, we knew whose book was who, and nobody was fighting over, well, that's my book, well, that's her book, So that's just a really nice, easy way to save some money on an autograph book. And when you meet those characters, you want to get their autograph. So don't forget your autograph book at home. So I hope those tips were helpful. All of this stuff just kind of came to me while I was on vacation, and I was trying to remember before I got home, like to write all this stuff down. So I kept emailing myself when I'd come up with all these little ideas. So hopefully these tips were helpful for you when it comes to meeting the Disney characters and when it comes to having your kids meeting the Disney characters. Hopefully it will be helpful for you guys. Make sure you check out my Disney playlist. It is linked in the description box. It has every single Disney video in it that I have ever made, and I've made quite a few. So hopefully you will find some helpful videos in there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. So much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you want to see 2 of my older videos, you can click the links right here. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, and you definitely should, you can click right here. I upload every single week. I have some links in the description box for some of my favorite stores and products, as well as my P.O. Box address. Check out those links if you're interested in those, and I will see you guys in the next video.